The kicker, Will Reichert, has the ball on the tee. Off we go from Soldier Field. This taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine starting a game much better than that. Great play design. You can tell all week they love that play to start the game, and, man, you can see why.
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Third down and 9. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
On fourth down, here's Torrey Taylor to punt for Chicago. Brandon Powell returns for the Vikings. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft out of USC. It's Sam Darnold.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent.
He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Bears have it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Off the bootleg, here's Darnold. Quick throw, taken in. Second down and 8. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold. That one caught by the former Lion, T.J. Hawkinson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so That might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Quick throw here is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll go play action with Darnold. That's caught downfield by Jefferson. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the give, it's Jones. He'll take this down to the 23. Tremaine Edmonds there to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. On play action, here's Darnold. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. To the middle of the field, taken in by Addison. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? They'll run for it, and it's Jones. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
The home team's offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They had to punt on their opening drive. No damage done as of yet. Still scoreless here, and they'll pick it up 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. Pass is caught. That's DJ Moore. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
Every staff in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's got to...
And Swift loses the football. And this is taken in by the defense.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to...
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Here comes Swift. They toss it right, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The offense is trying to test the edges of the perimeter of this defense, Mike, but the defense is just too quick to the ball. Total team defense, pursuit, 11 hats to the ball carrier. It's exactly what we saw here. Keep that gain to nothing.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So each team with a fumble in that sloppy first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We're back to Soldier Field after this. Here's Torrey Taylor now, as he's on to punt for the second time. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. Here comes Aaron Jones and the Viking offense as they take over once more. They were able to move the ball the first time, but came away with nothing. So they try it again in this scoreless game and get going with 1st and 10. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. To throw is Darnold. Off he goes. 20-yard pickup there. It'll be a Vikings first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. In motion, it's Jefferson. On the handoff, Jones. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Montez Sweat there on the tackle. Second and 7. Now Darnold gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Jones now on 1st and 10. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Darnold now to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And he'll work this into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line, taken down after a gain of 5. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Vikings.
So when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. Reichard out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Scott now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and DeAndre Swift set to get going again. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll get this underneath to Swift. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's caught. It's the tight end, Komet. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Throwing again, Williams. That's complete. It's Odunze. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
He'll send this one deep for Odunze. And he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line. On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. Santos' kick is good. And the Bears are on the board. It's 7-3.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
And this one is fielded in the end zone. Will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The 1st half has come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the 2nd half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half, about to get started. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Chandler now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense and Aaron Jones set to take over once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one, they've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. In motion, it's Jefferson. This pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll put Addison in motion. They run on the jet sweep. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. He keeps it himself.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
Now a handoff. Jones. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. TJ Edwards there on the stop. They run it once more with Jones. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. "21 is the line to gain as we hit 3rd down. In motion, it's Jefferson. Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. He'll try to run for it. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the 1st down.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On the ground now with Jones. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
On 3rd and 2, it's Darnold. To the goal line and in. Jordan Addison. Touchdown, Minnesota. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the 1st half has carried here after the break. And You can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. Reichert now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Vikings extend their advantage to 14-3. Reichert out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. To throw, it's Williams. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. A play fake. Now Williams. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a 1st down.
On the give, it's Swift. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. This pass caught right side, it's Allen. Third and 5. Off play action. Here's Williams. He's got his man. Allen with the connection.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
1st and 10. Here's Williams now to throw. He'll swing this out to Swift. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, He's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
This is intercepted. Picked off by the veteran, Harrison Smith.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Play fake to Jones, and now Darnold. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. In motion, it's Jefferson. They'll go play action with Darnold. He's got this on target to Addison. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
So the receiver does everything right except for the most important part. He runs a nice route. He creates great separation downfield. But now you just got to finish that thing off with a catch.
Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
A quick toss into the hands of Addison. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run the toss here with Jones. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. On 4th down, it's Will Reichard time for this Viking field goal. Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings going to open up a 17-3 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Reichard had the field goal a moment ago. He's back out now to kick this one away. Scott now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand. So it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. The big tight end, Cole Kmet, the intended receiver. And now it's going to be 3rd down. He'll try to throw again. Here's Williams. He'll send this one deep for Odunze. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Rome Odunze. Touchdown, Bears.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Now Cairo Santos to add the point after. He's got it. And the Bears are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10. A 1-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
The Vikings offense and Sam Darnold heading back on the field. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Now Jones. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Up the middle, here's Jones. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. They'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
This is 1st and 10. Here's Williams. And he's not able to get away. He does manage to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up 2nd down. So it is a win for our visitors, the Vikings. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it